Stop for a second and just be still. Don't scroll past this, don't rush to the next thought, and don't let the noise of your day drown this out. Just take one slow, deep breath and let it settle in your chest. You didn't stumble onto this video by accident or because of a random algorithm. It found you at this exact moment because something has been shifting deep beneath the surface of your life. There is a silent, heavy truth that you have likely sensed in your gut but haven't dared to put into words yet. The reality is that someone is deeply, profoundly in love with you. This isn't a shallow crush, a fleeting interest, or someone just looking for a bit of temporary attention. This is the kind of quiet, transformative love that changes a person from the inside out. It's a connection so significant that the other person is currently paralyzed by it. They are too terrified to speak it out loud because they know that once those words are said, nothing will ever be the same. You aren't imagining that strange pull in your heart. You are finally starting to recognize a devotion that has been there all along, waiting for you to notice. Be honest with yourself for a moment. You didn't click on this video because you were just bored or scrolling through a random feed. You clicked it because of that very real, subtle pull in your chest the second you saw the title. It was a quiet spark of curiosity mixed with a feeling of, finally, someone is saying it. Lately, your emotions might have felt a bit heavier or more intense for no obvious reason. You might find your mind drifting toward a specific person at the most random times while you're working, driving, or just waking up, without any warning at all. None of that is a coincidence. When someone's heart keeps returning to you again and again, that emotional energy actually travels. It doesn't just stay locked inside them. You aren't imagining that strange presence you feel even when you're completely alone in a room. It's not a physical thing, but an emotional weight, the literal impact of someone else's constant, focused thoughts reaching out to yours. You are picking up on a signal that has been sent your way for a long time, and your intuition is finally starting to decode the message. This person sees you in a way most people don't. They aren't just looking at you, they are truly observing you. They remember the tiny details that everyone else overlooks, the specific way you talk when you're excited, the old conversations you've long since forgotten, and especially the quiet strength you showed when your world was falling apart. This wasn't a lightning bolt of attraction that hit them overnight. Instead, it was a slow, steady burn. It started as simple curiosity, then grew into deep respect, and finally transformed into a level of care that now quietly dictates their entire mood. Your happiness has become more important to them than their own, and your absence feels louder to them than anyone else's presence. But here is the truth. With that kind of depth comes an intense, paralyzing fear. This person has likely been hurt before, deeply enough that it changed how they trust and how they love. To them, admitting how much you actually matter isn't just a confession. It feels like handing you a weapon. They are terrified that by being honest, they are giving you the ultimate power to break them. So, they choose to stay silent. They protect their heart by watching you from a distance, preferring the safety of a secret over the risk of being rejected by the one person they value most. You have to understand that energy doesn't just evaporate simply because someone is hiding it behind a straight face or a long silence. Even when feelings are tucked away, they create a frequency that you are subconsciously picking up on every single day. Think about it. Have you recently been hit by sudden, unexplained waves of nostalgia or a deep sense of longing for someone you haven't even spoken to lately? Maybe you've felt a random, urgent pull to check your phone for a message that hasn't arrived yet, or a specific name just keeps drifting into your mind during your quietest moments. These aren't just random brain glitches or coincidences. They are active emotional connections vibrating between two people. If you want to know who it is, stop trying to overthink it with your brain and start listening to your gut. Just for a second, close your eyes and let a single first letter rise to the surface of your mind. Don't try to pick the person you want it to be. Just see which letter shows up naturally. For many of you, it might be the letter J, someone who acts conflicted but is actually deeply sincere. For others, it's a K, representing someone who puts up a strong, tough exterior but is incredibly soft and protective on the inside. That tiny flicker of recognition you feel when you see that letter, That's your intuition finally confirming exactly what your logical mind has been trying to deny for weeks. You need to understand that this person's silence isn't a sign that they don't care. It's actually the opposite. It is an overflow of feeling that they simply don't know how to contain. They aren't ignoring you or playing games. They are staying quiet because they refuse to be just another temporary person in your life. They aren't interested in a quick fling or a shallow connection that fades after a few weeks. Instead, they want to approach you with real intention, not just a random impulse. They are taking their time because they want to make sure that when they finally do step forward, they are offering you something stable and lasting. But that period of waiting and stagnation is finally coming to an end. A major shift is approaching, and the energy between you is reaching a breaking point where it can no longer stay hidden. Very soon, this will manifest in your physical reality. It might be an unexpected message late at night, a conversation that takes a surprisingly deep turn, or a sudden moment of total, raw honesty that catches you off guard. The walls are coming down because the truth has become too heavy for them to carry alone anymore. Just know this: you have been felt, you have been seen, and you are being loved with a depth you haven't even begun to realize yet.